All right. What's up, guys? Just making a recap for this week of what happened. I didn't really make a video on Friday. I did took a trade. That was a really good trade. Well, it was okay trade. It was not to the hundred, like it was not 100% satisfying the trade, but like at least we still got something out of it. Um, Something else. Well, lately this week, man, this week is just I feel like it's just been easy. It's been easy, but at the same time, I've been making it complicated for no reason. Simply because I don't know, psychologically, I'm having too much shit in my head during this week, so I'm guessing that's why I'm acting the way I'm acting. Even though market is literally just looking so clean, but at the same time, it is difficult. Don't get me wrong. Like this month has been very difficult. Um, but yeah. Um, all right, let's just start. So Friday, basically, we came in. You know, I mean, just stop myself right now. The reason why I'm making it so complicated, or because I feel it's so complicated, is because lately I know where market's going, right? I know exactly what we're trying to look for. I know exactly what we're going to, but I just end up fucking up. For example, you know, I tell you guys like, okay, if you see a good trade once in a while, in like in the London session or something before the AM session, it's good to take it. Like, don't hesitate. And this was the problem this day. So basically, what was it here? Yeah, it's in 5 minutes. If I'm not mistaken, let me see ES for a moment. ES basically here. So ES did had a SMT, right? While what's it called? Yeah. So we did had SMT here, right? Now the problem with me this day, I don't know why. Like for me, this was a simple target. Like it was a simple trade. That's all I wanted to take. I think was 15 minute. Yeah, it was in London session though. London session, I saw this SMT form, right? And then I drop it into the 5 minute, and then I was saying like, where could we have enter? Like I'm trying to enter, blah blah blah. So during this entire moment, I generally just didn't really see anything except, for example, until we had this displacement down. Wait, I'm gonna sneeze. Uh, so I saw the changes data delivery here, right? In the 1 minute, of course. But now the thing is in my head, I was like, okay, 5 minute, we really haven't like given that displacement or something yet. So I was waiting. And I took an entry here. No, not even one, bro. I took like five. Generally, like psychologically, I don't know. Like I said, I know where market's going, but psychologically, I just don't even know what I'm doing. Like I'm just in discontrol to say that way, and I'm trying to work on that really hard. Especially on Friday, I felt very relief on the way I acted on Friday. But and well, when I say on Friday, I mean like AM session, the way I acted. When we talk about this, I acted horrible. Like I took so many entries and so many stop loss like tight and stuff like this. Like I don't know why. It's been very hard lately with me. I don't know why. I genuinely just don't know why. But anyways, like the whole point of this short, right, was just to enter out of this, put my stop loss technically up here in this highs, and then basically just target this equal lows we had. Because at the same time, when I saw that we didn't get to this low, I was in my head, well, we're making equal lows, so we might want to come back up one more time and then drop down. Now the problem was switching, like what was very complicated was ES because I saw this in the same thing, right? ES didn't swept, so I was like, okay, we have to go down. But now ES was so far from this fair value gap. This is what I was like kind of expecting, to be honest. Like I thought maybe okay, if we're not dropping now, it's because we want to get into this fair value gap, then we drop down. While ES was like already into a fair value gap, you know what I mean? Here. Like we were already in a displacement with a fair value gap, which this was supposed to handle because I was saying, well, there's not really anything else up here. Yes, there's this fair value gap, but I like with what I can take it. Like with what? So in my head I was just saying like, yeah, like this should stay out. So anyways, I took an entry here. I got stopped. I took an entry again, I got stopped. I took an entry again, I got stopped. I took an entry again, I got stopped. So the problem was that, like, I was after I did the mistakes, I was saying in my head like, why am I taking so many trades and putting my stop loss so tight, or just not simply just wait until at least we get to the 50%, or at least like, bro, just pull out the fibble, and then you just put it into the body down where's the Ferrari gap here, and then here's the 25, the 75%. You could have literally, I'm speaking to myself though. I could have just literally put my entry here in the 75% where it's like basically the inside of the fibble fair value gap. And then my entry here, my stop loss above these highs, and then done. Just let it run. And whatever happens, happens. And that's a 3-2. That's like really good trade. So I'm just a bit annoyed. I'm a bit annoyed because things they're so clear to me, to be honest. Like the whole week market is clear to me, but for some reason it's so hard for me to just stick to that. And I'm being desperate, I guess. Desperate in a way where like, oh, if I don't see this shit moving down now, then it's not gonna work. It's a bad trade or blah blah blah. And this is what I saw. And this is why when the moment I saw this displacement, I moved my stop loss here because I was like, okay, we gotta go down. Like we already blah blah blah. And then I see us going up again, and I was like, okay, this shit makes no sense, blah blah blah. And then once I finally just left this shit and I completely stopped trading until waiting for AM, that's when I see it and I was like, oh, shit is more clear. But I'm not wrong. It's just psychologically, I'm just stopping myself like an idiot because I'm not wrong. Monday was the same. Sorry, Thursday, same shit. I wasn't wrong, but I keep making mistakes. I think yeah, for Thursday, actually, Thursday is this. I told you guys. Yeah, I did. I kind of told you guys. Okay, I want to see this lows taken out, but I told you either we come into this fair value gap and we reject off of it, to be honest, or we come into this lows. And then we did end up doing this. So from a point of view, I'm still happy simply because I know for a fact that like I've been saying this and this and this, and it's happening. Like yes, I wanted to take out. I was interested in this lows first, but if we don't get to it, then it's fine because we already had a displacement here. And then what we came down to? We came down into the fair value gap. Bomb. We made equal lows. We came swept in the AM, and then we just keep going higher. So my expectations wasn't wrong. Even though I was thinking about this lows, like I knew for a fact, like okay, maybe we won't simply because we have this fair value gap here. This is where the change in state delivery happened. Well, actually, it was like down here, but we displaced more after this. So since we're displacing this much, then I was like in my head, like okay, there's no reason. Like look at the 1 hour. This is why even though those equal lows are there, I was like okay, we still displaced with a fair value gap, order block, breakout structure, and then I mean it kind of makes sense why we wouldn't get to this lows. But of course, in the moment, I was just expecting because in this moment, bro, like this wasn't even printed. So yeah, what happened here too? I was shorting like this moment. I was trying to short. Now I genuinely don't know what happened. I don't even remember what I did. I don't know if I even took this entry. Maybe I did, to be honest, but no idea. No idea if I did. I forgot. But anyways, moving forward, thus the other reason that gave me to just go longer is because I mean it's pretty clear. We had super equal lows, market opens. What does it do first? Traps people believing in that we're gonna go lower. Boom, boom, boom. We swept those lows and then we started going higher. Now, why I didn't took this trade? Because this son of a bitch decided to be funny and not give us a reversal. Sorry, a retracement. Because this first Ferrari got presented, which is the first Ferrari we got here, I just wanted this body to come down, touch the Ferrari gap, and then just do whatever the fuck it wants. And then when I saw that it didn't do it, then I saw this displacement. I was like, okay, change this data delivery is here, and there's a Ferrari gap. So I was expecting us to come down here. What did motherfucker do? No. Say fuck you. And then it just went higher. So pretty disappointed that I could have taken the trade, to be honest, anyways, because the moment that this body closes above here, this already becomes an inverse, and I could have just handled a little bit, like, if we close above like this, like, it's okay, like I could just handle a little bit, risk more, but at least like I'm still in the trade, and then I can just target the equal highs. Where was it? 5 minute. This equal highs here. See them? So I could just hold into these highs, and that was it, and that's an 86 point pip. What is this? I don't know what I just did there. I'm just gonna delete that. And that's all the problem too. In the 5 minute, like when I was seeing this, I was like, oh fuck, we did came into the fair rally gap, but I was still saying like, okay, but we should drop a little bit more, like, but no, that should just say fuck you. So yeah, it just left me. But it's okay. Like, we're still right. I'm still happy the fact that even though in whatever market conditions we are in this month, I'm still able to tell. So I'm pretty happy with that. Even to Wednesday was pretty hard too, because I was trying to long here in the situation. I tried to long multiple times, but again, the same thing that happened on Friday on London session is what happened to me in this session. Even though I marked this out and I knew we should go higher, at least until we get to this fair rally gap, because that was the whole thing. Like, I just wanted to take the whole point was to take along here, my stop loss below this, and then just go into that fair rally gap. That's it. That's all I wanted. But the problem was, again, my psychology was just like stopping me. And I was just doing again the same thing that I did with London morning session. It's the same thing I did here. And yeah, just literally just losing for no reason, for stupid reasons. And of course, like, I'm coming here and I'm showing you guys, like, I'm being honest, because I feel like this is just the whole process. And like, there will be days that you do good, there will be days that you do horrible. But though, even if when you do horrible, you should like learn from it, and that's what I'm trying to do. And for example, like I said, Friday I closed very happy because like I finally controlled myself. Now the problem was that I was kind of unsatisfied because I remember, bro, like, um, I was in the call with the mentor, and one of like the students, he was just like saying, "Oh, like it's Friday, that you shouldn't be traded, like it might go up and stuff like this." But I was like, okay, but why? We shouldn't go up simply because we swept this highs. We made an SMT in the ES, we didn't sweep. And then, like I said, what I wanted to see was this fair rally gap here. We had a displacement, changes to the delivery. We left this fair rally gap back here. Since we left it, I knew, like, after we swept this, I was saying, okay, now we should go up to this fair rally gap and then reject. And that's the whole thing I was expecting in that moment. You see, I made a disaster here. And this is the normal trades I took as a normal person instead. So yeah. And then what was gonna say? Uh yeah, so basically I didn't hold long enough, to be honest. It was a very short trade because I was just looking to take all this equal lows. Wait, they're not completely equal, like this was swept. But still, like, I honestly I wanted this too, but the thing what happened to me, to be honest, was snooze. So there's news at 10 a.m. and I took the entry, of course, at like here. It was 9:47, something like this. So at 9:47, I took the entry because I was like, okay, we swept highs, we came down, we never revisit this for rally got presented. I was like saying like to myself, like, no, we have to revisit, we have to visit it for us to keep going lower. So yeah, my entry was like this: short here, right here, stop loss up here, and then my targets were down here. And I even wanted this one too, but the problem is I didn't hold into that because what news did. So basically, the other part that was really bad was when I enter, right, and I got to down here, I took out, like, I think I entered with 5 contracts if I'm not wrong. And while I enter with 5 contracts, I took out like three contracts in this moment. because I was like, okay, just take some profits. And then when I start seeing market doing this, and before getting to news, I just closed one more contract and I left one there. But now my stop loss was already like in profit. Like my stop loss was like something here. Like my entry since it was here, my stop loss was already like below the entry. So I was like, can take profit, like just $2 take profit, some shit like that. And then yeah, news came in, Papa's out, and then it did exactly what I was expecting. So we can go lower. And then yeah, that's just what happened. But still, pretty good trade, and it was a very short trade to be honest. And this is something I've been, trying to work with. It's just like I need to risk more because I'm very scared or like fear of like just losing so much and stuff like this. But I feel like I what I'm trying to say to myself is like, bro, isn't it better simply look. For example, the mistakes I did in London session, right? That I took so many entries for no reason. Isn't it better just to take one fucking entry and the 70%, you take one fucking entry here, you put your stop loss right here, and then you target this lows. Isn't it way better just to get stopped once and then you're done? Like instead of like taking one, two, three, four, five, six and just losing, to maybe lose the same amount that you can lose here as a stop loss. But the difference between losing here and losing here is that you have more probability of just like being right because your stop is breathing. You're in a very like I think smart position to say that way where your stop loss is in a smart place, and then you're being covered by all of these things that you're seeing in the moment. So it's just like, isn't it way better just to simply hold like this instead of just fucking your brain up all this time? So that's just something saying to myself, right? And that's what I tried to do on Friday. When I entered this, like this, I put my stop loss right here. I was like, you know what, fuck it, like I'm done trying to like, blah blah blah. I was like, fuck it, just leave it there. If I get kicked, if I get stopped, I get stopped. Fuck it. And then of course I see market going up, up, up like this. In this moment, I was saying, there's no way market's gonna keep going up. Like there's no reason to. And I keep waiting, keep waiting, keep waiting. And then, oh, what's so casual? The macros. 951, 950, 951. Where does displacement happen at 952? Literally 2 minutes after macro opens, we start having big displacements, big moves. You see? So that's why I feel like too is important to wait for the macro sometimes. But in this type of situations, right? If you're like 2 3 minutes before the macro opening, and then you have a clear setup, like we already swept highs, we already have a SMT in this highs with ES, we have equal lows here, we have all these lows resting down here, and there's no other reason to be honest to go higher. Then why the fuck do you want to take the trade? And honestly, you could even just take the trade on 950 exactly, or 951 just to be more secure. You could have taken the trade right here. As soon as you see the body closing again into the Ferrari gap, done, just take it. Oh, but the bodies went above. Yes, they did. But it's just in reality, they do end up respecting it simply because that's not where market wants to go. They don't want to go higher. That's a lie. We just swept these highs. There's no reason for us to go higher. So yeah, I think that's just that will be enough for today. If we talk about news, Monday we have absolutely nothing. So to be honest, I really doubt we're gonna trade tomorrow. Tuesday we do have at least some Fed Chair Powell speaking at the same time, Richmond Manufacturing Index. So we will have a bit of liquidity in there. Wednesday, again, just existent. By the way, this one's like, even if they're orange, bro, they still move. Like they move, they kick. Um, and yeah, I think that's gonna be it, to be honest. Like, there's nothing much. And I don't know, my Wi-Fi is just being gay. So yeah. Anyways, I think that's just gonna be it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what this is. Thursday. Oh yeah, Thursday is gonna be heavy. So that's good. For Thursday, we have a lot of news, and yeah. But we're gonna have to wait until it's 10 a.m. I think after news because we have to let all this news go first. But yeah, it's gonna be a very, very highly volatile day. So yeah, I think that's just gonna be it. Thank you guys for watching, and yeah, I hope you find this insightful and learn something out of it. All right, thank you guys. Bye.